Good evening and welcome to the Shifnal podcast sponsored by Prince Pro. Delighted to be joined by a lad called Jack Dainty this evening. Jack, nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So Jack, would you like to introduce yourself and what your role is going to be at Shifnal Town next season?
Yeah, so I'm coming in and taking the under-21s manager, so hoping to find a lot of local lads to try and progress to the first team in the next couple of years.
Excellent, because obviously last year we didn't have an under-21s or I don't think an under-18s either, so like you've said, it's that perfect stepping stone towards men's football.
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, standing the first team at the moment, it is hard for young lads to come straight into that league. I mean, it's physical, we've got to be fit. So I think it does bridge that gap between sort of 16, 17-year-olds to come straight into the first team at good standards. I think it really, really will help playing the adult football league. Just getting used to the sort of physicality of men's football. I mean, some of them might come straight from under 16s where it's junior football. Yeah. It kind of gives them a real good opportunity to try and get in that pathway to the first team as well.
And what's your background in football?
So I played up until I was 18, 19, finished with that knee injury that everyone seems to have. So finished that, got into coaching. Have had Telford United's 12s and 13s the last couple of years. So background with Telford isn't too bad, and then opportunity to come around, spoken to Mick. Family had been involved with Shifnal Town for as long as I can remember. Growing up, dad played, granddad played, so it's a good while. So opportunity to come up with Nick, say 21, so I spoke to Nick and thought, yeah, absolutely come in and see what we can do. So
brilliant. And are you Shifnal based yourself?
Shifnal based through and through.
Excellent. Any wife, children?
Nothing.
Nothing? Brilliant. So you totally made what's a Shifnal Town.
Totally dedicated.
So what are your hopes then for next season with this new side?
I mean, everyone wants to win things, win titles. But I think for me, it's to try and get as many lads into the first team as I can. I think if you get 1, 2, 3 at the most for Connor to look at, I think you find that a success straight away. I mean, I don't think we're really going to expect to win things straight away. I mean, you've got teams like Dorley that are staying in the league who haven't got promoted for different reasons, ground and whatnot. But I think just to do as well as we can and get youngsters through. If they make the bench for the first team in a couple of pre-season games, make the bench on the league game, and might go away on a Wednesday night where they're struggling with numbers. If I can get 2 or 3 on the bench, that's a success for me. And come the end of the season, if I can get 1 or 2 playing games, then big success for me. That.
Where are you up to at the minute in terms of if you have any trials yet or anything like that?
So we've got about 14, 15 lads interested who are between the ages of 16 and 21. Ideally, I want more than a couple older than 21, 22, so you've kind of got a little bit of experience.
Couple of mentors.
Yeah, in that experience where they're playing in that league, they know the crack of the league, what it takes to kind of make that bridge up to the first team as well. So I think that'd be a really, really good thing to do. Where I'm at yet with that, haven't got any older than that. So I think I do want to stick to that 16 to 21, but like I said, you do want a couple of older heads in there that sort of know the game, know the background and everything, what it takes really.
So where are you going to be training and things like that and playing your games on a Saturday?
Yeah, so playing games up at the acoustic farm, so we're lucky enough to that share.
On the first team pitch?
Yeah, I believe so. So obviously we're going to try and get opposite to the first team or away. From the first team away will be at home, so there'll always be a game to watch up at the ground, which is good for the local community as well. And again, it's just training. We'll try and train with the first team, so try and play the way the first team do.
So twice a week?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe once, depending on sort of scheduling and whatnot. But just so I think we want to play the same way as the first team. So then if lads do need to make the step up, say central midfielder, they know the way that we play is the same as the first team. So it's all sort of really simple to step in rather than say we play 3 at the back, Connor plays 4. Thinking, what do we do here? So it should be quite a smooth transition.
Sounds brilliant. And in terms of like your setup at the minute, are you got any positions that need filling? Like, are you looking for any coaches or anything like that?
So I've got complete backroom staff filled. So I'm quite lucky that I've got goalkeeper coach, assistant manager, and then a coach also coming in. So quite well qualified and quite know what they're doing. Again, some were in this league last season, so again they know the league. Position wise, still open to looking for players. I mean, if anyone's interested, then we've just created a new Twitter page for 21s. So we've got back on the first team, just to really get out there and promote it. So I think I want to stick to Telford, Shifnal lads really. I don't want to go much further than that.
And I'm assuming the players that you've kind of cropped together so far, they're all Telford, Shifnal based?
Yeah, I think the majority are all Shifnal, 8 or 9 Shifnal lads, and 4 or 5 from a little bit further out Telfordshire. You realise they're not much further in. I didn't want to go branch into sort of Wolverhampton, Birmingham. I think the conversations me, Mick and Connor have had where you want local lads to progress into the first team for the next 2 or 3 years.
It sounds absolutely brilliant what you're doing, Jack. And so, like, in terms of a bit of a advertisement, what can young footballers get by joining your team? What will they gain?
I mean, first of all, you get the chance to play at the ground that you goes to home. I mean, it'd be the best league, best ground in that league by far, which is again a massive thing for young lads coming through. Not only that, they've got probably 3 or 4 coaches that have been around for a decent amount of time. Played at a decent level as well. So I think that they're going to get to learn a little bit, especially training with the first team as well. You've got, I know, players that kind of brought in a player to a really good standard, so you get to train with lads that have been a good standard. I've kind of knows a lot of people in the game, or so as well. So I think at the same time, you're going to get to a lot of contacts out of it, both myself, every kind of whether the lads you're playing with, lads you're playing against. I think it's massive. I think the ground especially, I think playing your first for every home game up at the ground, it would be magic for them, especially lads that have played Sunday football for kids teams for 2 or 3 years, to go and play on a big pitch for them, or what I'm sure it'll be a good atmosphere for them.
So, moving on from Shifnal's development side, you've been running a Sunday side in recent years?
Yeah, so Shifnal Imperials, I took over September, October last year. So just come here, literally, we were a group of mates from Shifnal, majority went to Whittle, which was around the corner. They started it about 2 or 3 years ago, just Shifnal Imperials, so literally, as it said, just a group of mates, wanted to play football on a Sunday. And then again, so at the end of the season, we were like, how can we now take it to the next level? What can we do?
And which division have you been playing in most recently?
It's the Telford Premier, honestly.
Premier League.
So the group won the Telford Division 1 2 years ago, which put them in the Prem.
Yeah.
There's not Telford Sunday League, nowhere near what it used to be. I think there's 7 or 8 teams in our league this year. We played like 12 games, so it's not great, but we kind of make what we can. I think in the year in 2023 we played 6 games. So as you can imagine, it's not great, but next year I think the league's maybe merging. So I mean, a lot more games, but next year we are joining with Shifnal Town. So we are having a little bit of a rebrand. So we're going to be called Shifnal Town Imperials. So we're kind of under that umbrella of Shifnal Town, back to the club after every game, playing our games up at the ground again.
Red and white kit?
Yeah, yellow and black. Oh, yeah. So the yellow and black started with the Imps. So it was just, we wore a yellow kit. Next year we are going yellow and black stripes, so we're trying to get an away kit of red and white. So again, we are trying to emulate town as much as we can. Yeah. Our new badge is very, very similar looking to the town badge as well. So we are just trying to do as much as we can to try and link ourselves in. We're back at the club after every game. Loads of pre-season. I think we've got 12 pre-season games. Wow. So that kind of last season, like I said, we played 12 league games. Yeah. So I think for a lot of the lads that want to play games, especially being a group of mates, last thing you want to do is play on a Sunday in January, not play again until February, March. I think we just had loads of pre-season games, get a load of lads in, back to the pub after, good atmosphere, and I think that's what we want to do. We want to get everyone involved. I mean, we want as much as my priority is going to be a sort of Saturday afternoon. I don't want to lose that thing of the group of mates we've got on a Sunday, so it's do some of them come and play on a Saturday afternoon and do some of my lot go and play on a Sunday. For me, it's trying to get a real good balance between the sort of two sides, even to agree to the first team that if they want to laugh on a Sunday, if they become really good mates with some of us that we already know, so they want to come play on a Sunday. So it's kind of getting that real umbrella of the club together.
It sounds like a really exciting opportunity for players who are currently playing for Shifnal and obviously players that are coming into Shifnal. So if anybody's interested in playing for either your Saturday development side in the Salop League or in the Telford Sunday Premier Division side, how can they best get in contact with you?
Facebook or Twitter. So we're on both. So Shifnal Imperials on Facebook and Twitter, and then Shifnal Town 21. We've just started a new Twitter page. That's literally been out about an hour. So we're going to try and get as many retweets as we can. But I think we'll go off the first team, our first team's Twitter. Obviously there's a Facebook page, a Reds Bar, there's a members page, and obviously just the generic Facebook pages. So we're on that. My number will be posted everywhere. So yeah, we'll work from there.
Jack, it's been great talking to you. Very best of luck for the upcoming season. It sounds a fantastic project that you've got coming along.
I think fingers crossed.